The fog did not come quickly. It crept, inch by inch, from the black mouth of the river, swallowing fields, fences, and rooftops until the entire village dissolved into a blur of pale wool. Lanterns shrank into faint halos. Paths vanished beneath ghostly smoke. To the villagers, this was no ordinary fog, it was a living thing, deliberate and patient, moving as if it knew every house, every doorway, every waiting soul. Noor stopped in the middle of the bridge, the weight of the flour sack nearly slipping from her grasp. The planks beneath her groaned as though something stirred beneath. Then, through the hush of fog, she heard it so soft it could have been the wind. A whisper. A single word. Her name. She leaned over the railing, heart hammering, staring into the chalky water, but saw only shifting whiteness. Then again, closer, intimate against her ear. Noor. She staggered back, blood cold in her veins. She ran home, locking the door behind her as if bolts and latches could hold back mist. Inside, the silence was heavier than the night. The kettle on the stove had long cooled. On the chair, her mother's lavender shawl lay neatly folded, carrying a scent that should have faded months ago. Noor pressed trembling hands to her face and whispered to herself, "You ray tired. You ray hungry." But even as she lit the stove and coaxed a blue flame, the windows hissed. The fog was always searching for cracks to slip inside. When sleep finally came, it did not come gently. Noor found herself standing once more on the bridge, the fog clinging to her like a second skin. From the mist, a figure formed, a man in a long coat. His features shifted, half stranger, half beloved, as if memory had been twisted by the fog's hands. He smiled at her, a smile that disarmed her with its warmth, and stretched out his hand. In that moment, something deep inside her loosened, as though she had been waiting for him all her life. Her fingers lifted toward his, and she woke, palm reaching into emptiness. By dawn, the fog had not lifted. In the marketplace, people moved like shadows, their voices hushed, their eyes hollow from nights without rest. Stalls appeared only when you nearly stumbled into them. The grocer rang his bell again and again, the sound deadened by the mist. "You hear them?" he asked, never lifting his eyes. Noor nodded, and he flinched as though she had admitted a sin. Behind her, villagers whispered, "The drowned are calling. The tide has turned underground." Noor clutched her salt tightly and dared not look at the river, for in the fog, it no longer had an edge. She should not have reached the bridge again, but the fog plays tricks on the feet. Out of the mist, he stepped tall, familiar, impossible. His coat hung heavy, his face pale yet recognizable. She knew him without knowing why. His eyes, shining like river stones pulled from the current, fixed on her. "You know me," he said. And she did. Her father, the man who had vanished on the river the day she turned 6. Her heart cracked open with longing and terror. He smiled the way only he could, and whispered, "Walk with me." Noor's legs shook as she stepped back. The rules whispered in her mind. Never follow the voices. Never trust the fog. But his smile was her childhood, her lost years, her unanswered prayers. Then the mist moved. Tendrils coiled around her ankles, cool and damp, dragging her toward him. She clung to the rail, heart thundering. From the village, bells tolled, first one, then another, then all, their clamor tearing through the fog. The sound made the mist recoil, shiver, fracture. She tore herself free and fled, the fog whispering after her, "Come home." She stumbled inside, bolting the door behind her. The shawl on the chair no longer looked comforting, it looked like something waiting, watching. With trembling hands, she seized it and thrust it into the fire. The lavender scent rose one last time, then burned away in the blaze. The flames roared, bright and ordinary, pushing back the fog that pressed against the glass. The whispers hissed in protest, voices breaking into static. For a moment, she believed she had won. But the fog was patient. As the fire dwindled, as the embers softened into eyes in the dark, the village grew silent once more. Noor sat awake, her name clenched in her mouth like a charm. Then, through the keyhole, came the voice, soft, tender, promising. "We can wait." She stared into the dying coals, her jaw set like iron. Her answer came steady, though her heart pounded like a drum. "So can I."